Hello, and welcome to the Focus on the Family, Celebrate Life Baby Quilt Kit. My name is Lorelei, and I created the artwork for this fabric and also designed the layout of this little baby quilt. This is the quilt. It is approximately 36 by 44. It has 35 different little blocks with traditional sweet baby imagery, and it has about 9 blocks with little bites of scripture and little precious words to wrap your precious baby in. And it's very simple to make, and so I'll take you through the steps quickly of the directions that are on the package. This is the quilt package. Front has a little picture, a little blurb there, and then the back has the simple instructions, and I'll kind of summarize these for you and take you through the few steps that it takes to create this project. And some of you may be able to do this in your sleep. You're just serious, seasoned quilters, and others are going to be brand new. So I'm just going to speak and try to cover everything for everybody. So this is what you'll find in the kit. Let me just open it up and show you that it only contains 2 pieces of fabric. You will have the front, the quilt front, like so. The quilt top front, which contains the center of the quilt top and what we call the sashing, which is the star border and another little yellow border here. It also has spare extra blocks on the side. The dimensions of the layout of the fabric made it so I could throw in some extra images for you, just for your personal use, and as a little bonus as making this project. So here we have 4 strips of binding, either on the top or the bottom of the front, depending on how yours was cut. The other piece that is in the kit is the quilt back, which is all one piece of the tossed version of the design. And it will have one more strip of binding. And this is a bonus strip of little baby images for you, and also an extra little block down there. It's just the way the dimensions worked out for the layout of the fabric. So those are the 2 pieces you have. Very simple. Again, just the top, the binding, and the extra strips on the front, and the back, which has the extra strips and the extra little block there. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut away, and we're going to go by the instructions. You cut away the extra blocks and the binding from the quilt front. So you're going to wind up with only the blocks. There are 35 of these blocks and the sashing and the border. It also has what we call a selvage on there, which is the little border that has the writing on it, and you want to be cutting that off too. So you're left with just the blocks and the sashing. And so you will have cut off the extra blocks, and these are the bindings. You'll have 4 bindings at this point. Then you'll do the same thing with the back. You'll take the backing and you'll cut off the extra binding and the borders, so that all you have left, and the selvage, you cut the selvage off, and all you have left is a piece of this backing fabric. So you'll have the little extra border and the extra block that come with the back. Then you're just, believe it or not, you're all ready to lay it out and get started. So you take the quilt back, you spread it out on your surface, just spread it out. Oh, and another thing I would add, at this point, it would be good if you have a fold line or any kind of wrinkles in the fabric that you press it out at this point. This will be the best time to do that. And then you lay that backing out face down on your surface, spread it out real nice. Cut your batting. Now your batting is, for you who are not familiar, this is a little piece of batting here. It's just a soft, sweet, cloud-like piece of poly cotton. And my favorite is this one here. This is called Heirloom Premium Cotton Batting. I get it at Hobby Lobby, and I get it on sale. It's only about $4, so it's pretty affordable. And that makes a really good quality, nice feeling quilt when you're finished. So then I open that up, and the baby size comes 45 by 65, so you'll have extra, and you spread that out there real smooth. This is one of the sweetest parts of the project, is just spreading that batting out there real nice. And then you spread the quilt top out on top of it. Real nice, just spread and spread. It's a very sweet activity, as I mentioned. And then you just start pinning. Now I use 2-inch safety pins, and I pin a lot. So I pin in every block, in the center of every block, and I go quite often all down the sashing. And this is to just keep it from doing any sliding around, slipping while you're working. And I use about, it turns out to be, I think it's about 50 pins I use, quite a few. And then you take it to the machine, you're ready to sew already. And you simply sew. This is the simplest way to do it, is to sew between the blocks, which is what I've done here. I've also used black thread on this, and the reason I do that is there are black outlines around the designs, and so it kind of picks it up and sharpens the edges a little bit. So I sew down every line between. We would call this stitching in the ditch if you had made seams, but it's just printed, but you're just sewing along each line. And then you're going to sew each side of the border, this little yellow border, and also this on the very edge. I call that edge stitching. You're absolutely right on the edge of your stars, sashing all around. And now it's beginning to feel like a real precious little quilt. And then you trim off that extra batting and backing, like so. Get rid of that, and you're ready to bind it. Now there's a really good binding video on YouTube, which is called How to Bind a Quilt, and it's put there by Craftsy, and I really like that, so that you have a really nice finish on your edges, like so, and mitered corners. So that's the whole construction of this little quilt, and I hope that this video will be helpful to you as you make this project and share it with some little baby who will be wrapped in this sweet quilt and in the scriptures. So thank you for watching. Bye.